Vande Krishna Foundation presents Protoplasm, disciple of Ramana Maharishi and Yogi Rama.
What shall we do? We have Mahavakya Vivarana, that is what we did today. See, 4 Vedas are there, and in each Veda there are some, at the end there are Upanishads, and they have taken one Vakya as the essence of that particular Veda from one Upanishad. They are called Mahavakyas, Vedic Mahavakyas. But all of them refers to only Satchidananda Parabrahma. Now the first Mahavakya is from Rigveda. In Rigveda there is what is called Aitareya Upanishad. In that this particular sutra is there, Prajnanam Brahma. That is the Mahavakya. Prajnanam Brahma. Prajna means this consciousness or awareness, and it is there in the bacterium and the ant, and it is there in the Brahma, Vishnu, Maheshwara also. So wherever it is prajna, wherever prajna is, that is awareness is, it is part of the Brahman. So because there is a prajna in each one of you, you are Brahman, Satchidananda Parabrahma, you are part of it. That's why we have been saying that you are a wave in the ocean, because waves are always in the ocean. So also you are always in Satchidananda Parabrahma. So that is the meaning of that particular Vedic Mahavakya. They have got some elaborate commentaries on that. Only they mention all these things. I mentioned only a few examples like bacteria, ant, etc., but they give a series. The dog, the horse, this, that, and so on. So many names they mention, and say all of them are about prajna. And that prajna is nothing but the amshar, part of that particular Satchidananda Parabrahman. So they want to emphasize that. And yes, separately they write about these Mahavakyas. And second Mahavakya is from Yajurveda. In Yajurveda there is what is called Brihadaranyaka Upanishad. It is a very big Upanishad, and many of the commonly narrated stories are from Brihadaranyaka Upanishad. There they mention about Yajnavalkya Maharshi, Stavakra Maharshi, and then Janaka Maharaja, Gargi, and lady saints were there, Sulabha, and all those people are mentioned. Stories are there about their anecdotes. So all of them, they ultimately speak about this Satchidananda Parabrahman. And then the Mahavakya is Aham Brahmasmi. Aham, and this I am, is also part of the Brahman, Satchidananda Parabrahman. And then third is Samavedam. Samavedam, the Upanishad is Chandrogya Upanishad. In the Chandrogya Upanishad, Tattvam Asi. Aham Brahmasmi, Tattvam Asi. You are also that. Adi nuvayu unnavu అని అన్నట్టు. You are also that. That means the Brahman, Satchidananda Parabrahman. I am Brahman, you are also Brahman. And the fourth, Atharvana Veda. Atharvana Veda is the fourth one, and there Mandukya Upanishad And there they take the I am Atma, I am all this, visible, invisible, living and non-living, whatever you see here. That is also part of the Brahman. And so there are elaborate commentaries also for this, depending upon their erudition. That is the number of books they have read, they refer that is written here, this is written here. And all this refer to that like that. So anyway, all the Upanishads speak about Satchidananda Parabrahman, and that is the great discovery of the Upanishad Rishis. And it is briefly described in Bhagavad Gita also. It is said to be the summary of all the Upanishads. And Krishna Paramatma is the Yogeshwara. He is Bhagavan and he knows everything. He is Sarvantaryami and so on and so forth. And this is recognized by the saints of that his contemporary times. They all praise him. And those who are villains, they criticize Krishna, they attack him in so many ways. But ultimately, he is said to be winning. That in Mahabharata you find various leelas of Sri Krishna, how even as a child he did miraculous feats. And all these things they tell about Krishna to say that he is not an ordinary person. He is Satchidananda Parabrahman himself in a human form. And he also talks like that in Bhagavad Gita. Aham sarvasya prabho matta sarvam pravartate. I am the producer and I am the director also for the cinema of the world and the universe. And in another place, in 15th chapter, Aham Vaisvanaro bhutva praninam deham ashrita pranapavana samayukta bhajamyannam chaturvidam, he says. That is, he is Vaisvanara. That is we can say in loosely, this Jataragni. Jataragni means hunger. In the form of hunger, I am there in everybody and I am digesting the food. And he gives a technique also. And the other day, in 2012, December, there is a conference in Hyderabad, World Parliament of Spirituality. That is the title of that conference. And one Karthikeyan, he was the CBI director for some time. And he investigated Rajiv Gandhi's murder case. And he is the president. Now he has become a spiritual personality. And he is connected with so many organizations. He is the president or secretary of so many organizations. And the great Vandana went and catch hold of him. And he brought him to our house, saying, we have got a world famous guru in my house. Oh, he was flabbergasted by what she said. And he came all the way running to meet the great guru of Vandana. And then incidentally he said, after speaking and come with the conversation, so wonderful, I will arrange a meeting in the heritage building, it seems. There is some big conference hall where important people are invited to speak and so on. I said, okay. But inside I thought, what is this heritage building? Somehow I might get out of this trouble. And I was thinking how to get out of it. But he said further that there is a world conference in Parliament and I am the president, I am the organizer. You must come as a delegate. I said, I will try. And I will send you all the invitations and all those things. I received all those things. But seeing all that Gandhamalam, I have not yet decided to go or not to go. And they said, whatever you want to talk, you first tell us what you are going to tell. So I suggested 3 titles: World Peace and Individual Peace. That is one title. The other thing is Unique Unity Behind the Baffling Diversity. And the third thing is a technical thing. They have got a technical section where science and technology people can come and spiritual things they can speak. I gave the biology and biochemistry in Bhagavad Gita. That is the title I gave. They rejected the first one. They accepted the second one for the general conference. There is a big hall, about 2,000 people can sit there. There is a general lecture. All people come. So sectional things are there. There are other smaller rooms where different sections like this, technology and other things, which are for small groups. So in that they place this Bhagavad Gita. But generally what happens is, I give a written account of the same, and she has put it in her future book also. I also got the, when I was Yoga Sudha, Vivekananda Yoga University people. They liked both the lectures and they published it in their Sudha also. Now anyway, the second and the third they have selected. And the second one, that is unique unity behind the baffling diversity. I was telling about this Satchidananda Parabrahman and started with saying what I said here. That is, the rishis raised these questions and they discovered unique unity behind this baffling diversity. They call this the mysterious Satchidananda Parabrahman. And this is the great contribution of Hindu tradition and so on, general things, emphasizing Satchidananda Parabrahman. That is the unity behind the babbling diversity. I tried to make out a case. And simultaneously I said to them that science also has discovered unique unity behind the baffling diversity in the living world and in the non-living world also. And there I told them about the protoplasm and the cells being present in all of them. But there is diversity at the same time. Different cells perform different functions and different organs, tissues they make and so on. And then when coming to DNA, that also I mentioned. 4-letter language is a genetic code language. It is the same for all living things. And coded information is incorporated in the bodies of the living organism. Everything is determined by that coded information. The script is there. The cinema is running. That is the story of that particular organism's body and so on. So unity and diversity at all levels. There are many molecules, there are many atoms, but they belong to different elements. And each element, iron, gold, like solid things, and then gases like hydrogen, oxygen, helium and so on. I did not mention, I want to mention that also when talking about the stars and all that. The stars are not solid things. They are all huge gas global things. And the gas is mostly hydrogen and helium in the entire world, in all the stars. So they dominate. And they have a simple structure. They have one electron, one proton inside their atom, hydrogen. Helium will have two. And that determines their characteristics, what they can and cannot do. Now recently there was a world conference on hydrogen, that Vivekananda Yoga University. They want to make use of hydrogen for producing energy. Now in water there are two atoms, one is hydrogen and another is oxygen. And you can easily extract hydrogen from there. And they say that can be utilized for producing energy. They are doing a lot of research on that. And it is the most abundant element in the world and the universe, because all stars are filled with hydrogen. And so you can have an amount of that. If you can make use of it for producing energy, it will be very cheap, easy, like that and so on. Anyway, there is a unique unity at all levels. Unity, diversity, unity, diversity. See at the level of cells, all our cells, they are protoplasm, the nucleus and all those things are there. But so much of diversity in the cells. Skin cells are there, muscle cells are there in our organism, and then plant cells are there. There again there is so much of diversity. They perform different functions and so they acquire different structural features. And if you go inside and see the same protoplasm, but protoplasm with some differences. because it produces some extra elements in some, extra element in some others, and so on. So at all levels, from micro to macro, you find unique unity, and at the same time there is baffling diversity also. So this is a pattern of the entire universe. And nowadays they are talking about hologram also. You see, there is a internet series, Holographic Universe, and 4 series are there, it seems, and it takes 78 hours to see all the series. Naturally, I think I explained to you, the body is made up of billions of cells, human body, and each cell has got a nucleus and then chromosomes and genes, and 30,000 genes are there, and they have got written information about what is to happen and what it should be structurally, functionally. The human body, I mean. Human bodies are diverse, but the same language, the DNA language, the genetic code language, codes for all the diversities you see. And it is there incorporated in the body and in every cell. And there are billions of cells. And the cells are capable of producing a new organism like that, as we are doing in cloning. So just visualize that. Every human being, a billion individuals. And this is so in all species. Dogs, cats, pigs, all. And we have plants also. You see one organism, but actually it is billion organisms inside. What an astonishing creation it is. So this is a holographic universe. And look at this atom. The structure inside is like the solar system. And we are talking about a central star around which other things go on in the galaxy. If that is true, well, that is also like the solar system or something like structure. So wherever you go, you find there is unity and diversity. And one individual, yes, many individuals inside them, yes sir. So unity, diversity. From micro to macro, at all levels. What an astonishing thing. What a baffling thing. And who made all this? But now they are talking about, in this 21st century, they are not talking about hologram and all that. But the hologram is there already since crores of years. And so structured that all living and non-living things are patterned on this principle of hologram, holographic structures. It means baffling. Now, so that is what I told them. But I did not read it. I submitted this paper. But when I actually started, well, I went on in my own way. It is what is recorded in their CD, which also they distributed, is somewhat different from what I have written here. I went on to Ramana Maharshi and told them recently a great saint was there in Tiruvannamalai, 16-year-old boy. Very recently it happened. And 16-year-old boy suddenly, unexpectedly discovered this great truth about the Atman and Paramatma. He discovered that he is not the body. He is pure awareness. He is a spirit. Nameless, formless spirit. This he learned by experience, not by reading books. He is not reading books. He did not know that he has got that unique thing called Atmajnana. He got it simple to ask, what is it? Death is going to come. What happens? Oh, this is death. Lie down. Imitated all death-like features. And then, yes, this is corpse now taken to burial ground and burnt. And he saw the body, his own body, burning and reduced to ashes. But then he is there, fully conscious. And no name, no form. Oh, I have nothing to do with this body. I am totally different from the body. It's not a lecture, it's not an imagination, it's an experience for him. And naturally, it changed the whole pattern of his life. And then later on in his life, when he became very famous and many devotees, they asked him, when did I discover this? And what is the difference? Did you do tapas after coming to Tiruvannamalai, remaining in this that place and all? What tapas? What happened there? That's all. It happened in less than half an hour. And there it is. I am the spirit. So I remained. So such is it. See, less than half an hour. He himself said. It happened. So great hope for all of us. Isn't it so? Anyone can get. Because he got it. No Shastra, no Ashrama, no Guru, no Gandhargolam at all. Very simple.
And Swamiji, no Om chanting.
No Om chanting. No Vandana camps. No Atma Parisadhana Yoga Sadhana. So that's what I am saying. See, for the last 2 days I have been emphasizing. Satchidananda, he is here and now. And you already know it. You are that I am. And just now I said Prajnanam Brahma means this I am is that particular Brahman. Aham Brahmasmi means the same. So all Shastras are emphasizing. And now the scientists are also emphasizing. They are saying this is a wonderful thing. But they don't know that it is Brahman. I don't know whether they will accept. Some of them are using this term, Brahman. But where is Brahman, they will ask. They are holding conferences, international conferences on consciousness. And each one is talking as he likes. Because they got degrees and titles of professor, this, that. All nonsense they talk about. And compared to what the rishis are saying.